Okay, so it's 2:01 in the morning, and the dogs started barking. It's been a couple of very interesting nights, that's for sure. Anyway, the dogs started barking, and so I got up and I looked around, and sometimes he'll just bark at coyotes if they're around. So I got up, I looked the blinds up. I didn't see any headlights in the back or out in the field, like anything out in the field, and there's nothing in my side mirror of anybody around. It's pretty quiet in here tonight. There's like barely anybody. So I got up and I started the truck. I figured that I'd get it warmed up, take the bite off things. And so I'm sitting here, and the heat just started to get warm, or the temperature started just getting warmer. And I saw a pair of headlights. So it was a pickup truck with a headache rack in the back. And it drove by me, and then it slowed right down, and then it stopped. And there's an intersection just up there. And it turned around in the intersection and came back and drove by me. So I put on my hat so I could kind of maybe look like a guy. I don't know, just not all blonde hair here. It's not blonde, it's gray. Gray hair. So I kind of turned my head. I didn't have the light on. So he's gone down that way now, so I'm just sitting here. And my phone was in the back, so I figured I better get the phone just in case I might need it. He's sleeping now, of course, now that he's got me awake. But that's okay. He's my little alarm system. So yeah, that's quite exciting. So I'll just watch for a few minutes to make sure that I don't think he's gonna, I don't know, that's kind of creepy. I mean, if you're driving by somebody, and then you stop on the road, and then you pull a U-turn and you come back and you drive by them again, that's a little strange. If you're concerned about them, you know, I've got the vehicle running, so. But I'm not sure why he woke me up in the first place. I don't know if the guy's already driven by before. I didn't see him. There's a couple of roads you can turn down ahead, so I'm not sure. Maybe he drove by and turned down one of the roads, so that was the second pass. But to turn around and come back is just darn creepy. That's all I can say about that one. And last night I was way down in the other part of the industrial park, and we had been out, so I just wanted to make sure he got out to use the washroom before we called it a night. And so I took him for his little walk down one of the more well-lit areas. I'm kind of in an area between two fields, so it's quieter. It's kind of at the end of the industrial area. So I'm on my way back to my van, and I get up to it, and I hear this hissing noise, and I'm like, oh no, what is that noise? So I started heading over thinking maybe it was coming from the engine, and then I saw it was coming from my tire. Oh yay. So yeah, an Allen key. I had run over an Allen key somewhere, and sure enough I had a flat, and well, it was going flat. I just got those tires last week, so it was kind of disheartening. And then so I had a spare, and it's funny because I was going to take this spare tire out of the van to try to get that wooden box taken apart, and just to get it out of the way. And I didn't. I don't know how many days I went with thinking I gotta get that over to the storage unit, and get that into the storage unit, get it out of the way. And I didn't. So I'm so thankful for that, because it was after everything had closed. So I would have been calling a tow truck service, which would have cost me probably $80-100. Have someone come over and change the tire, because I have the thingy to take the bolts off, but I can't get to the jack because the door handle is broken on the back, and I don't know if I can get that door closed. And then if I do open it, and then also the bench seat is tied up against the box, so there's no way to get into. I'm just looking at some vehicles up there. I'm sorry, there's a few vehicles that have turned, so I want to make sure it's not that truck still driving around. Anyway, so I couldn't get to my jack, so I sat and pondered on a few things for a while, and then phoned one of my friends that is a truck driver, and he came over and he had a jack that we got the tire changed. And then I lost my beauty ring on my tire. I did look for it tonight along the side of the road where where we changed out the tire, but I didn't see it, so I have no idea. It's just gone now, so I'm kind of choked about that, because my rims looked really good. That front passenger one is a little on the rusty side, but with the beauty ring it didn't look too bad. The other ones are really good, but yeah, the one in the front passenger was the little tiny bit of rusty looking one, and with the beauty ring, like I said, it looked okay, but now it doesn't really go that great. So it appears that he's not coming back, but I am not going to settle now at all, because I don't know. You know your gut feeling, and that's one thing you really have to follow out here is your gut feeling. And my gut feeling says that was just darn creepy. Shouldn't have turned around. I mean, there's a road that connects to the backside. He didn't have to pull a U-ey. Could have just done a square, gone, turned down, then turned down again, and got to the backside. No problem. And when he went by kind of slow, so it's just creepy. So I don't know. I know you can't see me very well. That's okay. It is 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, there's a vehicle up there, and it's that truck, but it turned the other way, so we'll just wait and see. But I thought I'd put up a video and tell you how exciting my life is at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's very startling when you get woken up in your sleep, and I got woken up last night, but I'm going to do a different video for that one. So this is the second night I've been woken up in the middle of the night, and it's just extremely unsettling. I don't know if I'd really do Nomad in the city without a dog. I feel really safe with him. And it's not that I'm a scaredy pants. I'd feel safer in the bush. A lot of people would feel safer in the city than in the bush. I don't know. I just think there's a lot of weird people out there, and you don't know what to expect sometimes. So you have to, when it's at night and you're a woman alone in a van, you have to not allow for any room at all for trusting. You have to be 100% on your guard, and then from that point on, you can back off a bit depending, but off the get-go, you really have to be wise and alert and aware of what's going on. And I'm just really glad I have my dog. I sleep really well in the van. In all my vehicles, I've slept really well. I don't know what it is. And it's really quiet out here. Like you could hear a pin drop. So, yeah. There's no neighborhood noise at all. It's very quiet. I'm not really sure what to do here. I won't be going to sleep for any time soon, that's for sure. I'll keep you updated if he drives by again. Maybe it's just as simple that he... See, I know the trucks around here, and I know the cars that go to the trucks. Because they're owner operated. And what they'll do is they'll drive their vehicle. Sometimes they get their wives to drive them to their truck. So I know all of them. And it's very rare that I'll see, they might be carrying different loads on them, but it's very rare that I see a different truck here. And if I do, it's usually a highway truck that's pulled in for the night. And they sleep in the cab in the back. And they don't have a vehicle. And I've never seen this truck here. I've been here for almost 6 months. And I've never seen that truck before. So, you really need to kind of keep an eye on who's around in your neighborhood. And I haven't seen that truck before. There's 2 police officers that were shot and killed this morning. Well, today is Friday morning. Right now it's Friday morning, so it would have been Thursday morning. They got called to a reasonably nice area of town to a domestic dispute. The guy shot both officers. Unfortunately, they both passed away, and he shot his girlfriend or the spouse. I don't know. These days it could have been his boyfriend, I don't know. And then he shot himself. So he or she, whoever was the spouse that was being abused, is in the hospital in critical condition, but stable condition. So when you hear things like that, you realize that there is unstable people out there. In a normal, everyday run of your day, you don't, there's the odd crazy out on the road with road rage, or, the odd person walking down the road talking to themselves and they do not have a Bluetooth in their ear. But you do realize that there is some weirdos out there. And I think there's more weirdos in the city than there is in the country, so I don't know. I've had a few incidences when I was out in the bush where I kind of got a little creeped out. There was only one time that I had to leave the area. It's parked outside of a small town in a back area where a lot of people dirt biked and stuff. And it was in the winter time, and you could get in there, and I had my truck, so I was able to get in there. And at the other end of the road was an old oil donkey, and people used to go in there in the daytime and kind of walk it and hike their dogs in there. And it was around midnight, and I got woken up. The dog started barking, and I got woken up, and I could see 2 sets of headlights. There was a road, another road that you could kind of come in on, and it went through the woods, and then it came out to the main road, and I was parked 3/4 of the way from the the donkey, oil donkey, in like to the main road. So I was close to the main road. I made sure of that. And so I got up and I watched them, and when they got to the T intersection of the main road, they didn't turn and go deeper down the road to the oil donkey. They turned my direction towards the main road. So I got up, and then they stopped their vehicles right in front of where I was parked. And that's when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna turn on my truck and leave. So they probably laughed because I turned on my truck and I booted out of there. And I really didn't go back. I went back in the daytime a couple of times because it was a really good place to run Wilson. But I did not go back and stay there at night again. And it was 2 trucks with two men per truck. And I was thinking, what are they doing out here at midnight, past midnight? And they had driven by me earlier that day. One truck did, with the same two guys in it, had driven by me earlier that day. So this time when they came back, they had another truck and 2 other men. So that's unsettling. But I could be reading into things. I don't know. Maybe they were out poaching. I don't think so, though. And if they were, at least I deterred them, maybe. I don't know. Okay. So I don't think he's coming back, which is a good thing. So I'll upload this video. And I'll talk to you tomorrow morning. I'm going to record in the morning and do another video up of what happened to me last night. And I probably won't be able to go to sleep for a while, darn it. So I've had such a good snooze. Alright, everybody. We'll see you in the morning.